All right, y'all, this one is gonna be really personally attacking y'all. Not really, it's a personal attack towards myself. I'm gonna share it with y'all. What is up, you guys? It's your girl Cecilia, and I'm back with another video today. As you can tell from the title, we are gonna be talking about self-discipline, getting self-discipline, having self-discipline, whatever you wanna call it. I'm sorry, your girl cut her hair and she's feeling herself, so if you see me like, that's why. But anyway, y'all, we are gonna be talking about self-discipline today, and it's something that I have not always had, and if you know me in real life, we're not gonna speak on that because your girl is grown now and flourishing. But self-discipline is something super important, especially as you are trying to reach goals, whether it's personal goals, spiritual goals, financial goals, entrepreneurial goals, career goals, whatever it may be. Having self-discipline is literally the only way to really make that shit happen. Unless you're just like lucky, then this doesn't really apply to you. All right, y'all, so first things first, I'm gonna read you guys the definition because I had to look up the actual specific definition of what self-discipline is. And it is the ability to control one's feelings and overcome one's weaknesses, the ability to pursue what one thinks is right despite temptations to abandon it. Okay, breaking that down a little bit. Okay, so first part, the ability to control your feelings. I think when you have goal, and this is self-discipline when you're trying to like achieve certain things or succeed in a certain area. I don't really know when else you would want self-discipline in your life. Maybe yeah, that's really what I can think of. And so it says the ability to control one's feelings and overcome one's weaknesses. So for me, your girl has definitely been somebody that has been driven by emotion a lot of my life, and most of my life, let me be honest, almost all of my life, if we're being real frank. And so I would let that drive a lot of my decisions and a lot of the progress that I made towards my goals. I don't know why I'm like bracing myself as if I'm hurting my own feelings, but being emotional really is gonna get you in the way being emotional is really gonna get you in your own way when it comes to you trying to achieve things and accomplish things, because ultimately you might not always feel like doing the work that it takes to reach the goals that you have, but that discipline has to kick in at all times, even when you don't feel motivated. So being emotional, you got to be able to like check yourself when it comes to your emotions. Okay, now the second part of that definition is the ability to pursue what one thinks is right despite temptations to abandon it. I'm gonna speak personally with this whole weight loss thing, right? Honestly, I won today. If you saw my last video or 2 videos ago, I don't know what video it was, but I talked about winning each day when it comes to goals that you have. I won today with my eating and my exercise, right? But I don't always feel like it. So that's when the discipline kicks in. That's when I have to be able to pursue my goals, even when I have temptation to abandon it, even when there's a cake sitting right there or a burger or whatever it may be. I have to have the ability to pursue what is right, which is my goal in this case, even when I don't feel like it. All right, you guys, so something I heard in the book Atomic Habits is that basically when you have self-discipline, it requires routine, it requires structure, right? A lot of people feel like that when you have routine or structure that life is like dull or boring, but in reality, and it says this in the book and I've thought about it too and it's true, is that when you have routine and you have discipline, that gives you more time to enjoy things in life. Like for example, okay, so let's say financially, right? So when you get paid, let's say, right? The self-discipline thing to do in the routine of what to do is to have a budget and pay your bills first. And then that once you get into the routine of doing that, that means that that extra money after you've done savings and bills and all that, you can have fun with and not feel guilty about it, right? So let's say, for example, on the flip side of that is that you get paid, and before you pay anything, you are at the club, you are at the bars, you're on a trip, whatever it may be, and you come home and your lights are shut off. You're not going to be able to, like, you're going to be thinking about that while you're spending that money. So having discipline, having routine. Another thing is just with any goal you have. Like for me, with my content lately, I have a schedule that I don't always feel like following, but it's genuinely the best way for me to get the content done, because when I don't do the content and I'm not consistent or disciplined, I'm thinking about it, but I'm just like feeling bad and stressing about it while I'm doing something else that I'd rather do. So if you do the things you need to do, that gives you more time to enjoy the things that you want to do. I genuinely, honestly thought at one point in my life that I could, like, for example, I know I talk about this all the time, but like it's such a big part of my life, is this weight loss, right? And now I actually, like, let me tell you first what my thought process used to be. I used to think if I wanted it bad enough and I made small little changes, then I would just lose weight. But it was like, no, I had a lot of weight to lose, so my habits had to drastically change. I had to be more disciplined. I had to focus on winning each day rather than I I just tell myself the food that you want to eat is going to be there once you're at your goal. But right now you have to be disciplined. And I honestly think that a lot of people, they think this way. They think that with like no effort and minimum effort, they can get the things that they want to get. If you want to start a business or you want to move somewhere, it takes work and it takes effort, but then you get the things that you want in life. So I think that a lot of people have it like mistaken almost, that they think that they can put in like the least possible work with the least dedication and discipline and all of that, but yet they want to live this, you know, they want to live the life as if they had done the work, but they don't want to put in the effort or be disciplined in their routine enough to actually make it happen. So it's always a dream, never a reality. Another thing that comes into play when it comes to being disciplined is you have to have that like hunger inside of you. I think that most people have it. I am somebody that I have developed it more. I always had it within me, but it used to be like very small because fear outweighed it and laziness in a lot of situations. But so you have to bring out that like hunger, that lion inside of you, and be like, no, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna get it done. And that has to be more important to you than like the things you just want to do right now. I think that a lot of times we as people think that the bigger picture is so big that the little things you do every single day don't matter, but that routine and that discipline that you'll have honestly is what adds up to the bigger picture and adds up to you having the things that you want as a reality. I can tell y'all all day all these things you can do to be disciplined, create a routine, all that jazz, but honestly, if you don't make a mindset shift, none of it's gonna matter. If you don't shift your mind into, like I said, you got to bring that lion out inside of you. But if you bring that lion out but you're not driven and your mind isn't in the right place, then honestly you're probably not going to get where you're trying to go. I definitely think that being appreciative of where you're at is super, super important in order to get where you're trying to go. So being appreciative for your current situation, your current circumstances, even if it's not what you want long term, being appreciative for that can really get your mind in the right space to make you driven to do more, if that makes sense. All right, y'all. Another thing that I have really had to work on is being okay with making your goals a priority. I have been in a relationship for 8.5 years now, I think. Yeah, over 8.5 years. And honestly, it literally brought me to tears when Dee had told me, we had a conversation about my weight loss and me making that a priority. And he was like, you know, it's okay for you to make the things you're trying to do a priority, right? And I was like I always like understood the concept, but it never really resonated with me. I always try to do so much for other people first. I'm not saying be an asshole and don't care about other people, but honestly, sometimes it's okay to prioritize yourself and make yourself, if you're a team, like if you have a significant other or friends or family, and y'all have a common goal, like speaking specifically in my situation in a relationship, we have a common goal. So in life. And so it's okay that when we have like our priorities, like we're both doing a lot of work on ourselves right now. And so making that a priority doesn't mean he matters less than my goals, or doesn't mean that I matter less than his goals, but it means that it's okay to make that a priority and make it important in our lives. I have struggled with that my entire life before even getting in a relationship. Honestly, I've gotten so much better at it over the past few years, but my entire life I made everybody else's happiness and comfortability the priority in my own life. And what that did for me was put me behind anybody and everybody else. So really being self-disciplined is also recognizing when you need to be the priority as far as the discipline, when you need to set that routine and you really like your friends are asking you to go out, but you know you got to go to bed because you have set a goal for yourself to wake up and work out in the morning. That has to trump you going out. So putting yourself as a priority in success, like in making yourself a priority towards your success, towards your goals, towards your happiness, towards your spiritual peace, whatever it may be, that's okay. And I think giving yourself that permission, you'll find the balance. Like I'm so grateful, and I've honestly told these people, my best friend, if you're watching this, hey girl, but my best friend and Dee, right? We had this conversation of me prioritizing myself. And they both have told me if I'm lacking or I'm not providing something I need in that relationship, whether a friendship or a significant other, that can be communicated and I don't have to sit and just constantly worry about it. If I'm, I can find the balance, but if I do fall short in something, they can let me know without it just being like, yo, I don't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So I think that allowing yourself to make yourself high on your priority list is something you have to allow yourself to do. It doesn't just, For some people, it comes naturally. They're like, yo, look, I got this goal, so bump what you're talking about. I'm gonna go finish this, and you can come along and get with it, or you cannot, but that's what it is. For me, I care so much about other people and how they feel. And that's not to say that the first people don't care about other people, but they're able to not feel bad about making themselves a priority. I have struggled with making myself, like, I always felt bad for prioritizing what I needed to do. And now that's caused me to be behind in certain things. And I'm not gonna dwell on that, but I'm gonna kick my shit in gear and get to these goals that I have. Allowing yourself to make your goals and accomplishments and success as a part of your priorities, that's okay to do too. And that may look like, honestly, not answering the phone all the time. That may look like limiting your time on social media. That may look like not going out all the time, putting your phone on focus or sleep because people call you early as hell in the morning or late as hell at night, and you're prioritizing your rest. Those things are like good. Those things are okay. And the people that understand boundaries and understand that you're trying to better yourself, they're gonna support that and they're gonna respect it. And the people that aren't, you may wanna rethink them being as close as they are in your life, in your day-to-day. All right, y'all, so I could probably honestly do another video about this, or like another 5 videos about self-discipline, because it's something that I have had to work on tremendously in my own life. But these are kind of like the foundational skills. You got to be able to have a routine. You have to prioritize yourself. You have to have your why be greater than what you currently want to do. Those are like the foundational skills to build the discipline. And I can do, like I said, another video or another 5 videos about self-discipline, because it's something I'm constantly learning and constantly evolving in. All right, y'all, so I hope you enjoyed this video and that you were able to at least take away like one thing from it. But if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any more of my uploads, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.